Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Hospitality Digital Marketing. My name is Lauren. I'm the Vice President of Digital Strategy at Standing Dog Interactive. I'm also privileged of being on the Americas board for HSMAI and the Digital Marketing Council. And we wanted to try to start doing a program every week that kind of encapsulated some of the things that anybody in the hospitality industry needed to know about digital marketing. Oh, Julie, which, by the way, we have Julie Jones, who is with HSMAI, and we're going to have her come and join us. And there we go. She should be popping in sometime soon. Hi, Julie. There's Tucker. Hi, Tucker. Oh, she doesn't have her camera set up. All right. We'll leave that blank for now. If anybody else, we are going to leave the floor open for people to join seats. We want to keep it two-topic. We know that this being a new medium, that we get some people that kind of join in and just want to jump into whatever the conversation happens to be have. We want to be this productive. We want to keep it at a half hour for now because people are limited with time, and we are trying to figure out when the best time is. So we changed the schedule this week from what we had last week to see if being before lunch on Tuesday or lunch at Tuesday for Eastern time was a good time or not. Oh, I have Bart. Where'd Bart go? Bart, come on back. There you are. Bart's with me. He's part of our team here at Standing Dog. I just lost Bart. Fun technology. There he is. Hi, Bart.
How are you doing, Lauren?
Good. Thanks for hopping on. I asked Bart to join us today as well. Bart is our Director of Digital Marketing Services for one of our leading clients, Marriott. Very much an authority on the subject of digital marketing when it comes to hospitality. And other than a few topics that I wanted to bring up today related to Google and some of the changes that have been going on with Google, Bart, you're more than welcome to throw in anything that you think would be of relevant conversation today as well. The things I want to make sure we covered was I got a lot of feedback from the conversations with HSMAI on a recent meeting with the Revenue Management Accounts Board that a lot of people are unfamiliar with the new Google bookings, the assisted booking program. Some people are seeing it, some people aren't. It's kind of a soft rollout, I guess, in some markets we're finding out. But the assisted booking is basically when you see a hotel offering in what's called the 3-pack or above the 3-pack even, Google is showing you the ability to book it via Google. And so it's not reaching the hotel's website. It's not reaching an OTA website. It literally, the transaction is being handled via PayPal or Google Wallet, depending upon what market it pops up into. And it's a expedient booking process. It's sometimes a little faster. One of the suggestions is that if you have a bad booking engine, that it's maybe an improvement to help smooth that out a little bit. But if you do have a good booking engine, it has now turned into a bit of a direct competitor, where now instead of just you showing up for yourself or having to fight the OTAs, the online travel agents, Expedias, and such, for those if the terminology is not familiar. So now you're fighting Google, and they have the ability to make sure that they show up when they think it's best for them to show up. So that's one. And now, from what we understand, that's free. We're not paying for the bookings that come via Google. But there are other things that they are throwing into the market that now give different opportunities to it. Well, we found out there's two other aspects to this new Google program. One is called fenced rates. They don't even really have names yet. It's kind of being given to them so far. And this is where if you're in a certain group, now if you're a Gmail subscriber, you can go look up, say, Dallas hotels or downtown Dallas hotels, and you'll see that there are strike-through offers in the hotel section. You'll see the hotel offers come up. You'll see the 3-pack, and then you'll see that if you hit the 3-pack for more details, it opens up all your hotel offerings, and you'll see strike-through prices on some of the hotels. And if you hit the little eye icon beside it, it'll tell you you're showing this discounted rate because you're a Gmail subscriber. So they're fencing the offers that Google themselves are offering for the hotels in the hotel display, the hotel finder. And that is something that you can actually pay for placement on. It's enterprise only, so you need to create an interface or have a provider that gives you an interface to do this. But it gives you the opportunity to place yourself in those higher positions in the hotel finder at a negotiated or a specific rate that you want to offer as an incentive to the limited market. And the third option to it is where they have what's called limited offers. And that's allowing Google to get a 15% commission off of wherever they want to place their ad for your hotel. So it's kind of on the OTA model where you offer them inventory at a net rate, and then Google will choose when it wants to show your product on any search result at any time of day that they choose, knowing that they're going to get the 15% commission. And that's also a platform that's enterprise only based. So that's the three things I want to make sure we brought up today. If anybody that is on the audience, like I said, we shifted the time, so we may not have the same people that were with us last week, but it's something very new and it can be very invasive to it. Bart, I did all the quick talking. Yeah. Anything that you want to speak about it?
No, it's definitely something interesting where I've found within smaller markets, particularly I have some hotels that are in the Caribbean. With this new local 3-pack, the majority of the time Google is trying to show rates, but within smaller markets where they might have hotels or kind of bed and breakfasts that don't necessarily have their rates within bookings.com or kind of even within the HPAs, I'm actually seeing Google actually show a visit website. So in essence, it's kind of giving them a little bit of a heads up in the local organic 3-pack, what kind of makes that 3-pack a little bit more organic, which again gives you an advantage because the 3-pack itself is taking up so much of the screen space that it's really pushing true organic results below the fold, whether it's on a mobile device or even on a desktop screen.
Yeah. I noticed one other thing that got announced by Google too, it's like this slow creep sometimes. Little things that don't seem connected all of a sudden get popular. Oh, there's a new feature with Google Calendars that they're coordinating now with your Gmail even more so that if you have any confirmations to flights, hotels, restaurant reservations, Google in their Google Now program and in their calendar are going to take care of all that for you. Rather than you have to go in your Gmail and move it over to your calendar and cut and paste stuff, it's just going to pull it right over to your calendar, and then it's going to keep track of it in your Google Now and in the calendar to tell you, hey, your 7 p.m. restaurant reservation at the XYZ restaurant, based on traffic, you should leave at 6:12 to make it on time to your reservation. Your flight from DFW to wherever, that just got delayed, and now if you want to leave from home, it's going to take you this long to get there. So, they're actually helping smooth over that process. But when you're talking about connecting it to the stuff we're talking about, what's the next step? I mean, next thing you know, if I sent you an email that said, hey, Bart, looking forward to seeing you in New York on September 20th, all of a sudden Google's going to say, hey, Lauren, when you go to New York, you like staying at the Marriott Marquis. You're a Marriott Reward member, so here's the best rates for those dates and really interested in going. And lo and behold, there's a new booking button that might be at the bottom of that message email that says, hey, just hit this and we'll take care of all of it. We have your booking information and credit card, so you can hit this little button and fill in all the details and book the hotel for you.
Yeah, I think it's also going to be more interesting as they also try and put more and more within their apps, because it seems like I was reading an article about how more and more people are doing less and less searches on browsers and trying to stay within apps. So when Google kind of has all your information because if you're logged in, being able to push all that or book through everything and providing further information and what's near you, what can you doing. I was reading something on T News where it's talking about how, or it might have been Skift, where people are not only is the person that's trying to sell you the items, but where you're going might actually try and personalize your experience to get further social brand mention where, I think one of the stories was someone that's a Manchester football club fan was going to a hotel. The hotel kind of saw this through its information on the profile and was able to actually kind of put a goodie bag of different things that supported Manchester. So again, it's kind of trying to capture that experience and make everything really personalized. Is kind of where they're going with, especially since they have so much data that you're actually giving them and you don't even realize you're giving it because everything's connected together.
Yeah. Well, now that we've sufficiently chased down Google for 10 minutes, telling them how they're going to take over the world, I mean, there's other aspects. I mean, you found stuff with the Google 3-pack that as we're trying to refine our strategies for SEO when it comes to our hotels as clients, that finding their exact placement, the 3-pack kind of can sometimes shift that up if they don't have a OTA reference or if they only have a website reference. you were talking about things that you were discovering that it actually can influence your positioning for organic results based on the 3-packs, what they're pulling in as reference links to their listings. Is that true?
I think it's more where, again, if you're not within the OTAs, you have your website, so your visibility is kind of getting up there for your website a lot higher. Then it's also, we're seeing more and more, since Google kind of sets a preset date for when they show hotels available in that local 3-pack. If your hotel doesn't have availability, you will not be shown in that 3-pack. They'll try and give you another result if there are enough hotels within the market. So you'll kind of be pushed down lower in the HPAs while maybe one of your competitors showing up because they have rates that are available for that preset time period. And then when you adjust, if you do have rates, again, like if you have one day that you might be at capacity and you're not able to kind of fulfill a room that date, Google's going to show you the list of hotels that are available for those times. So again, since space is becoming smaller and smaller to get visibility within the SERPs, within the local 3-pack, they're actually kind of controlling where you'll be seen and what you can kind of be seen for and what days.
Yeah. Well, speaking now of walled garden stuff, I wanted to jump over to social too, because there are some changes with Facebook that are happening. There's different mobile ads that are being served and different functionalities within the social space from Facebook. That some of the changes, and we mentioned this in the podcast we do for HSMEI, same name, Hospitality Digital Marketing, was that Facebook had made a subtle but impressive shift on the ability to identify an alternate address other than your own business. It had been up to a point where only the address of your business was something you could focus on for doing any sort of ad campaigns, a starting point for radiuses or distances. And they changed it where you could choose any address. And of course, what makes that powerful and dangerous is that now you could identify competitors in that. And from that, you could create a radius of distance around them, because then Facebook added the definition of 3 different types of custom audiences with that. And if you're not familiar with custom audiences in Facebook and so forth, it is functionality from their platform called Power Editor that uses the ability to target and retarget within Facebook for paid campaigns and so forth. But if you are making campaigns in Facebook using Power Editor and you choose this platform to go over and make an address and have a radius from it, oops, button doesn't work. There we go. That makes it easier. Then what you can do is you can also define by 3 different custom audiences, anything from those who live within the radius that you've defined from that address, called residents, those that are less than 100 miles but just on the outside of that radius, which are called visitors, and then those that are originally from over 100 miles from that radius, and those are called travelers. So if you think about it from a hospitality point of view, you could literally identify people within the area surrounding your competitor that are travelers, that are coming through because they don't live in the nearby area, and actually message to them specifically on Facebook and on mobile a message about why they should not consider your potential hotel or restaurant or spa or any other hospitality-based business instead of your competitors. It really begins to change your ability to isolate feeder markets and potential clients. I think we've had those topics in discussion before. Quiet chat box, and like I said, I feel bad because we changed the time, so we know we changed a little bit of people that already subscribed to us. I don't know if anybody's interested in adding to the conversation with this, and I don't want to get too jumping all over the board. Discussion. We covered Google, we covered a little bit of Facebook. If there's anything else, Bart, that you want to think would be of interest to bring up, we didn't want to keep this overly long. We wanted to be pretty much 2-topic. Anybody that would have the opportunity to jump in, we would. And if not, we'll just make it another week and we talk about the newer stuff that week. Anything you'd like to add?
I think you kind of covered most of it. I think the HPAs are kind of playing more and more effect within Google. And I think it's also something that they're still probably testing. They always, I think, since I've been doing search, the local search results, local 3-packs are always changing. And I think it's always something Google is going to try and optimize for their revenue gains. So like you're saying that some people can book through Google, some can't. And it's probably depending upon whether you're registered in Google, if you have a Google wallet. There's still probably a lot of beta testing there. And I think it's something where they've been known to, and they're not afraid to adjust course midstream, where we could start seeing a larger 3-pack for things such as hotels. If you also, the local 3-packs that they're doing are a little bit different for other kind of venues, such as if they don't have a way for you to kind of book within them, if it's more of an attraction or restaurants, it's something where they can definitely show kind of the newer version of the old 3-packs, where they give you, again, the majority of their information from your Google Plus page, but they will have links directly to your website. So it's kind of not just, it's hotels, it's very specific, where they have their own information from the booking engines. They want you to actually try and start using them kind of in itself as an OTA. But for some of the other things, such as restaurants and other parts of hospitality, they will kind of start showing the old, where you can get directions or get a website, which is kind of looks more like where desktop's coming a little bit more like mobile in that sense.
Good point. Good point. Leslie looked like she was going to join a seat, but then stepped away. I just asked her. I don't think she came back to answering whether she wanted to join in the conversation. Well, as we try to discover the best time per week that this fits for the audience that we're trying to get to by category, any input or suggestions from those that, thank you very much for the attendance of it. I think from the stats point of view, we had a total of 27 different viewers, and 12 are currently with us. Unless there's questions from anybody that's in the audience right now, or any, of course, suggestions as to a better time that this might work. I mean, we're looking to get in front of literally hospitality professionals that are worried about and having to be responsible for their digital marketing, not to sell or push, but to really just dialogue and talk about topic as to things that need to be considered and what keeps popping up each week that keeps changing the landscape for everyone. So I hope that for those who are listening this time, that it was relevant content and that they find it interesting to want to follow us next week. We'll make the announcement for the time for next week. We might try Wednesday after lunch. Again, we're trying to look from a hospitality perspective. Is it after people have done their check-ins, prior to their checkouts? Is it something that we're doing a shift change? Is it something we do after people have their exec meetings, their staff meetings? We're trying to find that wonderful time. We might even try it in the end of an afternoon sometime. We do have some people that are working in Australia with us that wanted to join, and so that would dictate that we would try to do it later in the afternoon, or maybe splinter off and do another one totally separate. So, Bart, I appreciate popping in on it, and for everyone else that jumped on to join the conversation, I appreciate that as well. Give us any feedback that you like, and hopefully we will see you join us next week. But thanks, Bart.
Thanks for having me. Have a good day.